car are we in today?
It's a Rolls Royce. That should tell you.
It is.
That's the Queen's wave.
Rolls Royce. Synonymous with
Excellence.
exactly right. Best car in the world is what they sort of what they've dubbed it.
The Rolls Royce. What a car. Can't believe the amount of power that it's got. 420 kilowatts.
V12, 6.6.
Twin turbo, 8-speed transmission. What's your take on it, Trev?
Torque.
780 Newton meters from almost idle. 1500 RPM.
The unbelievable amount of torque that it's got pretty much from idle. You can feel it in your stomach. 780 Newton meters.
They say 14 litres per 100 k's, but I reckon that's a bit like, yeah, there's the number. Let's say.
That's backing off down a hill.
I think the cost of the actual car we're testing is 730,000, just over it, 731,000. To drive it, it is unbelievably smooth. Could never afford one, I don't think, in my lifetime, but brilliant car.
When you jumped in, what was the first thing that struck you?
Quiet. People say, oh, I've had a quiet car before. No,
You have not.
have not. Full noise. What do you hear? V12. What is it, 420 kilowatts? What do you hear? Nothing.
I think it's got sort of like an air ride suspension that actually it will adjust. If a passenger moves in the rear to the other side, it will adjust. It'll sort of shift its mass sort of one way or the other. Yeah, incredible car. Also, the performance on it, such a big car, 0 to 100 in like 4.9 seconds. Just as smooth as silk. You don't know. It's like, whoa.
The car itself, like, it's 2,500 kilos. When you're driving this thing, you'd think it'd expect it to be some big sort of floaty boat, I guess.
Yes.
You forget you're driving a Rolls Royce. Like, you're just driving this car. It's just seamless. The gear changes, you don't even know it's changing.
You've got no idea.
8-speed transmission.
Transmission, is it 1, is it 2, is it 3-speed? No, it's 8-speed. And every shift, you don't feel. Is it shifting? I'm not sure, but I'm going for it. It's very smooth.
People say, oh, you know, you're just paying for that. You're not. You're really not. Like, the leather, it's just perfect. You know, the way the stitching, of the seats, they're all perfectly symmetrical. Travis, there's nothing out of place in this car.
Chrome finishes.
The chrome finishes, the wood grain, everything is well thought out.
Yes.
Like even all the switches, the lights. Even Travis, stood back and said, hey, this really is a bespoke. I know that word bespoke gets thrown around a lot lately, but it really is a bespoke built car.
There's a word that I learned called bespoke. Bespoke means option. It can be optioned to the way you'd want, and that is what Rolls Royce is. There's almost not one car the same because all the little different details, like even from the RR and the headrest, that can be tailored to suit whatever colour you'd like.
If it's good enough for the royal family, I reckon that's a pretty glowing endorsement.
It's so true.
Honestly, it's just a beautiful car to drive.
The best.
It really is. You just want to keep driving.
Yeah.
I'd love to just jump in the car, you and I reckon you and I could yap away all day and we'd end up, oh, cool, we're in Perth.
Yes, you're right.
19 hours later, right?
Yeah, exactly right. The Rolls Royce emblem in the wheel doesn't actually turn around with the wheel. It's weighted so it always stays upright. So the RR is constantly vertical.
It's a bit of a thing with Rolls-Royce, a bit like Travis always in the boot of a car when we do a review. Rolls-Royce have this really funky feature where the front two doors, when they're opened up, you push a little button and an umbrella will pop out, one on each side of the door. So again, just those little quirky little things that have stood the test of time. It's a shame we didn't get a chance to put this up on the hoist because I could only imagine
What would be underneath?
Oh, phenomenal. The muffler system would be insane. The engineering would just be phenomenal. I would have loved to put it up on the hoist, and more than likely, it probably has some weird-ass function that you can't put it up on the hoist.
Yeah, exactly right. Probably men in black suits will pop out from behind the doorway and say, what are you doing?
They're probably listening now. Hello?
Exactly.
Would I own one? Of course I'd love to own one. I think anyone who's a car person would love to own a car like that. It's 2015. It's obviously a modern take to it, but it still has that classic Rolls Royce look.
It certainly does.
It's unmistakably
a Rolls Royce.
Rolls Royce.
Excuse me, may I take your order? No, you certainly cannot. because we've got everything we wanted right here. This is a V12. This has got 2 turbo. This is 6.6 litres. This is the Rolls Royce Ghost.
Well, Muzz, another one in the bag.
Definitely.
Did you have fun?
I did, but I did say to burn that wig.
It's gone, never to be seen again. Anyway, next week.
Next week, we're going to have a look at some raging bulls.
He might, but we're going to drive some cars as well. See you then.